I'm not a very smart man.
Well, for
You
one,
ain't
you're an
got
orc.
no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Hopefully we will be enjoying every little bit and piece that I have prepared today. So, who would be willing to disclose what occurred last session?
I don't remember.
From
There-
what I recall, we pet that dog.
Can't pin that down.
Yeah, there was. I was a trampoline a couple times.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, fucking Tapman turned into like the fucking asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. I remember that.
Yes.
I died. I also remember that.
Just a little bit.
A little death.
Just
More.
a little bit of wounding.
That's all I remember. I'm not gonna
That's a
lie.
pretty succinct summary, I think. 0 points all round.
Oh, there was a guy's head exploded. Just like straight up, just fucking exploded.
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
man. Then there wasn't a man anymore. Also, there was this giant chasm. Turns out, kind of not really a giant chasm.
Yeah, fucking fake ass chasm.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Leshy! Oh, my best friend! Marty!
So what did happen last time is you had reached the inner sanctum of Mortaris, who was the master of conjuration. Though, albeit before you got into the little shrine that would lead further down, you did happen to see some ruination and desecration of fleshy bodies in sort of the immediate foyer, before opening the doors further and finding yourselves faced with a couple of bar guests. Where there was
Like bat
teleport,
dogs.
there were shenanigans all around, especially with teleportation, moving, getting hit, not getting hit. But eventually you figured all that, moved to the altar, and moved down further into the chamber cave below, where you saw a crystal glowing on the opposite side of the wall, and of course the chasm that we would learn later was actually covered by a sort of very thin manifestation, conjuration of force, thus blocking the fall down. So it was a trick. It was a wizardly trick. But the crystal in itself appeared not to be a crystal after further close examination, and contained Master Mortaris, not in crystal, but in solidified time, stitching him backwards from what appeared to be a very devastating injury. Upon eventual release, thanks to some very fine maneuvering of a telekinetic hand, a weak point was found. Mortaris was released. There was a little bit of a talk before time, and a hound of Tyndalos caught up with him and made the wizard's head explode. And then, of course, he fought the hound of Tyndalos, which was bodied quite readily and handily by the spellcasters of all things. Because somebody came in and dove like a rising phoenix, and the creature failed critically its dex save and just kept burning. It was.
We're not gonna name names, but
We're not gonna name.
somebody did this.
We're not gonna name names. No.
Sounds pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool. And it was just like he had just kept that in his back pocket, not since, well, pretty much, yeah, since that whole level that you received it.
Yep.
And eventually, on defeating the Hound of Tyndalos, time was restored back to its normalcy, as well as any conjured creature that may have still been around, also released from its bonds. And of course, you were eventually able to get back out, get some recovery back into some of the leshies you had found, find some more leshies along the way back to the village, those who had been lost, and was able to return the living and the dead, and learn of how the life cycle of a Leshy ends and begins. And we're past a ritual of reincarnation. And of course, the whole willy-nilly of everything else. Culminating back to the point, Bears Bay, where you're able to get everything you wanted with upgrades, shops, and buildings. But now you are left with just a little bit of time before the meeting. And I was able to figure out something for each, which we will actually get into. So, as we begin back in Bears Bay, the date is the 15th of Avidnir. It is essentially the very middle of winter.
Is it almost Christmas?
Is there a Christmas? Does Christ exist in Pathfinder?
Well, like a Yule kind of thing, some kind of winter festivity.
The winter festivity would actually be on the 25th of Avidnir, where it would be the longest night of the new moon.
Ooh. That's fun.
So essentially what would be the winter solstice.
So we're coming up on the winter solstice.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But what I will be requiring from each of you here is I need a roll of a d20 to see who will be going first, as you are met on...
Not it.
You might want to reveal that, because that was a self roll right there. Right click to reveal.
I don't want to go first. Oh no!
Wow.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. So, it is a fine, crisp morning, and I believe Arako had something they were intending to do since they had returned.
Yes.
Playing Blitzball?
Blitzball.
Shh. You're gonna see a theme here.
So I know what I mentioned last time, which is that I wanted to get I wanted to make a house. So I don't know if what the process is for that. Also, Arako doesn't know, being him. So I think that his first step is just basically wandering around, looking at places where he would like to get the land, where he'd like to build a house. And then from there being going to council and be like, what up?
Well, as you are sort of having the little bit of a walk around, there is someone else in the council who does actually happen to walk around a fair bit as well. Sitting on the back of the bear named Dog, and trotting alongside is the badger named Snake.
I fucking hate these names. I need you to know.
Is this a riddle?
Wait,
No.
I think I know this one. One of them tells the truth and the other tells a lie.
No,
No, that I can't ride that badger. It's my son.
Oh no! It's only a badger if it comes from the badger region. Otherwise, it's just sparkling snake.
Yep.
Oh, no, the badger snake joke is an entirely different meme. Thank you.
Oh, it is.
Badger,
a different
badger,
meme.
badger,
Ah!
mushroom.
A snake? A snake? It's a snake.
Does he
Yes.
sell mushrooms? Or is he a mushroom hunter?
At the seashore.
Snake does happen to actually have a propensity for burrowing and digging and finding fungus, yes.
I love this. I love it. Thank you. I didn't know. My brain is
Yes.
mush.
Well, who else would be riding on the back of the bear named Dog, except Trinado?
My boy.
And sort of just having to watch along with their sling staff across their back. Not often you do such roaming close to home.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting down some roots. I was kind of looking around yonder, over there, looking at making a house.
Well, it does depend upon what kind of real estate you're wanting, what sort of features you'd like to be looking at. Are you wanting to be close to the town, a little bit further from the town? What do you want your commute to be? Do you want to have more of a seaside look, a riverside look, or just something more with a view of the plain? I've been doing a lot of wandering, so got an eye for this.
Are we like? I'm wondering if this is gonna be like a love it or list it moment, where we're just like walking around and looking at them. My idea was to be on the outskirts a little bit, like still within the boundary of Bears Bay.
Still within that little bit.
Yeah, but you know, just outside, you know, on the outskirts, because town, you know me.
Well, you have to
too many
take it a
people.
little bit into perspective. Place is still growing. What might be the outskirts now will not be the outskirts later.
Mm.
So, I would say, what are you wanting more? Open space, sea breeze, or that river charm?
I do like the river. I think being by the river would be nice.
Now, there is a thing with the river. You will be
Oh,
seeing
boy,
a little
here we
bit of
go.
traffic because of the logs that are sent down.
Yeah. All right. Well.
However, that is a little bit less of an issue if you are on the opposite bank, which would keep you on the outskirts no matter how far the town did expand.
Okay. Okay. I hear what you're saying.
Now, do you want to be closer to the sea, have that little bit of a delta side of things, or do you want to sort of be a little bit further up, better view of the plains, and maybe the little bit of the forest beyond? Given your recent talk, I would say you probably want to be more on the eastern side, given that you have friends that way that would be able to visit you first before coming to town.
Okay. I like that.
Well,
I'm
let's,
hoping for just elevated privacy from the situation I'm in now, and like I don't want to be elbow to elbow with everybody. You know, it's
Of course.
you know me. I can't with people and their noise.
You would prefer it with a person and their noise.
Yes.
And he just
Can you have
raises the
neighbors?
brow as just looking
I-
knowingly at you.
I mean, I meant, you know, like, yeah. If that ever happened, I just kind of like
Rocco.
turn away.
Rocco, follow. I've been on this world a little bit too long, and I know the signs all too well. When one wants to settle, one wants stability. And when one wants stability, one wants to grow, whether it is wide or deep. And from you, you're definitely not, as he sort of pulls the sling staff off his back and gives you a prod at the side, you're not wide.
Okay. I mean, I've been trying to work out, but I mean, okay. Maybe.
Well, let's head across the river. I think I might know a spot. It won't be exactly on the river, it will be a hill or two over. But it will be within a short little walk, if you wanted to ever come by and fish.
I like that.
Now the thing is, you'll definitely want to set out how far you might want. And this will progress sort of discussing sort of your options about size, materials, if you're wanting just 1 story, 2 story, if you want to even attempt to try at a basement, what that might require depending upon the soil of the area, how, where you are in concerns to where the river is. Essentially just giving you the hugest breakdown of where the land is till that next little while would eventually reach you a nice little spot.
Oh,
So,
I got the cute music.
what are you thinking of this spot here?
Arako walks around a bit, scans it in. I'm assuming that there's at least like one bigger tree. I'm not gonna say like a massive fuck off tree like we've seen, but like a nice oak tree or something.
Yeah, there is, a tree every now and then, but it's something decent,
Can I retcon and say that it's a willow?
Given
'Cause I
how
like a willow
close
tree.
Given how close it is to the river, if you chose maybe only about a hill over, there might be like a little small rivulet that gives you a small little bog garden that does have a willow in it.
Yes. Okay. Soil's good for like digging down, possibly having like a root cellar maybe, but
You definitely would want it to be a little bit on the further side. Definitely nowhere near where the bog is. Probably more close to the edge, but root cellar would do well. Would definitely want it to be opposite side in order to keep it dry. But space. Space is what you have to consider next. Is it just for you? Just for you and them? Or is it for just you, them, whatever comes after?
Oh, that's a question. Wow. Oh boy, that's something I didn't think about. Or if, let's say, for now, let's just think about space for maybe 2 people and some creatures, maybe.
All right. Well.
Yeah, Arako is like flustered now, thinking and red all over.
And you see he taps sort of the hind end of dog, and they start going around, and he gives a little short whistle, and as he's dragging the staff in the sort of ground, you see that Snake is actually digging a little furrow as he's sort of dragging the staff behind, and eventually will stop and turn with the knees, and you eventually get to see like a large sort of floor plan that he's sort of going out. Something sort of like this. Nice little hall, mudroom, definitely to get any little dirt and grime off. Leads out into sort of a major sort of sitting, living area, warm up easily, kitchen close by.
Yeah,
Bedrooms.
I was thinking like a loft above as well, just like a nice workspace or
You would definitely
I
put
mean,
that
like
next to sort
books.
of the mud room in order
Yeah.
for a more practical workspace. You put bedrooms next to the kitchen for the ambient heat from any cooking to flow towards the bedrooms. Above sort of that harder work room, you could have more study, or even attach that
Study would
more,
be nice.
or even attach that if you're looking for more of a second area. You definitely want sort of a study up in that higher dry area.
Yeah. I mean, I think something good for books and scrolls.
Books and scrolls, a little bit space extra between. Definitely have a small little library or a sort of easy little workspace to sort of get up and down as required. And that still leaves plenty of space for sort of a larger collection room. Space for more bedrooms once little legs can climb.
Beat red. Like, was getting into like the planning aspect to be like, yeah, it would be nice and this here, and then like the mention of children, it's just like flustered all over again. I agree.
Well, it is definitely a lot to think of, but you do have to think ahead. And you have to think of possibilities, because once you do have a space here, trying to rework a home can be a lot more work than having what is already in place.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. I I've just started thinking about this, so
Yes,
yeah.
still
Worst
growing
case
into
scenario.
things, per se.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's still the other part of it to grow into, but I'm sure you'll figure that out when it comes to it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. This looks good though. I like all this.
Well, you can at least sort of have an idea about where stable ground is, and where this kind of furrow is at least a baseline. I can give you probably a little rough estimate about how much usable land there is, mapping of the area. I can definitely put in the paperwork to set aside the plot and surrounding space.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know how often I'd be able to come by and work on it myself, so having assistance from the town would be great too, or carpenters in the area.
You're
Paid
right.
handsomely, of course.
You're right near the river, where the best wood comes down.
Nice. Great. Alright. Like Arako's fully like anxious now, or like nervous. Just like incredibly awkward. Just like, alright, let's get this going.
And there is, that little bit of a pause and sort of moving by you before you start going off too far, holding out sort of the end of the sling staff to stop you from moving. I am serious. And it is something to consider. I know these lands, and I know you. And I know you get nervous when you step someplace new. But I've been there before, and as a friend and companion who crossed paths with you time to time, even though it'll take a little leaning, I've a shoulder here. Ever need a little advice?
I appreciate that. And you've been there for me a number of times and helped me be who I am today in your own way. But, some things, my friend, I don't even think you would have the answer to. But I'll be sure to take you out for a drink and we can talk more.
I'll keep you to. Now, on to the more serious matter. Are you going to want a light wood or a dark wood? Want good stone foundation or packed earth? And he starts to go into more the very specifics of the building now that sort of the more poignant moment is gone, and getting back to the more eased in practicality, because telling you these things helps run the mind of what you may want, what it may cost,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
I figure that the outside of the building, is gonna be like a dark wood. But we're gonna like stucco the walls, I guess. Have that like
A little bit of mortar, okay, in order
yeah.
to keep the heat retention, and a darker wood would allow for at least a little bit better in the winter. You're going to want plenty of windows and a good layout for breezeways for the summer.
Yeah. Thinking front and back door with windows and stuff, those can be opened up to
Plenty.
yeah. The kitchen I would want stone floor. Bedroom I would want wood floor. And same thing I believe for the living room. I think stone in the living room might be a good idea. And then wood in the study upstairs.
Something a little easier on the feet and weather. Places where you would already have your shoes.
Yeah.
Good. Probably stone for the workroom. That's a lot easier to clean stains on.
Yeah.
And less damning.
Yeah. So, got that going on. Nice little home. I'd say there are 2 bedrooms and like there's the open loft space upstairs that kind of like looks out. So it's not technically a bedroom, but it's a nice little study area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, you can draw up plans and speak with carpenters now that you have a bit of an eye for what you want and what you think you might need.
Cool.
Good.
And I think like because him and Trinata were talking plans and materials and stuff, that Arako revealed more about what's going on and how he's feeling in during like the planning than he ever would have if asked directly.
Yep.
Like he was just like, I'm not talking about that. But then it's like, yeah, like a workspace for scrolls and books. Tornado knows Arako can barely read.
Yep.
You know,
Able to tell the function of the room and whose function it would be proposed for.
Yeah, and like a second bedroom.
Size of the bedroom made sense for 2 folks in there. Other bedrooms being able to, 1, maybe 2, depending upon how beds were set up, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
And talking about like various needs and stuff and explaining like, the ceiling has to be a certain height because of,
Mm-hmm.
Certain tall creatures that may be living in there
Yep.
as well. And,
Yep.
all that, like so much was revealed during this conversation that like never had anything actually revealed. That's cute. I like that.
Just that little bit extra known. And, understanding well enough. And it seems to be that despite how he looks, he seems to understand sort of the needs and wants of family.
Yeah. And like I think other things too, like Arako started going into like a more imaginative sort of space and talking about how the kitchen would be set up and the desire to have like certain elvish things incorporated. And talking about maybe like celestial markings of protection or whatever. Things like that. Just going into like this dreamy like space. And I would hope that Trinata would just kind of nod along and pretend that this is just like, oh, writing down business, commerce,
Yep.
but like
Yep.
is fully taking it in, like,
Yep, he
oh.
knows what's been going on. And eventually it is Trinata who sort of leads the way back. And this is maybe the first time you've actually seen the back of Trinado. And you see a mark glowing on his back. Just right between, sort of just like the littlest bit right between the bottom of the shoulder blades. It's not the same shape, but it is behaving the same way for what you've seen before.
Behaving similar to Pandora's tattoo
Mm-hmm.
and my tattoo.
Not quite your tattoo, no. Pandora's tattoo, though, yes, whenever Zarzith is manifest.
I kind of just clear my throat and go, Trinata,
Mm.
you have something glowing on your back. What's that about?
Oh, it's always been there. And he
Doesn't
actually
answer the
takes a
question.
moment to scoot himself back, and you see a similar mark, albeit of a slightly larger scale, where Trinata was sitting on the back of Dog.
Dimension dog.
What's this about? What is this?
Well, Dog here isn't exactly from here. Snake is, of course, but Dog? Mm-mm.
Huh? So he's like Zarzith?
Yes, a primal spirit who I have forged a contract with, and I am able to keep and assist.
Now, the question that I have is because me and Trinado have been like not best friends, but we've been friends enough for a minute. And like I've seen Bear and I've seen Trinado.
Yes.
And I've never noticed these marks before.
Trinano has always been facing you, letting you go ahead, and always been sitting on that spot on Dog's back.
Interesting. I feel so bamboozled right now. I'm just kind of like I just look at Trinado and go, how did I not know any of this? Have I just been not paying attention?
You've been looking at the trees instead of the forest.
Okay.
Damn.
Rude. That's rude as hell.
You have had your own concerns that required a much further focus. I wasn't a part of that focus, but I was there to help at least nudge you along from you bumping into another tree.
Well, I've come a long way then.
Yes. Well, you have come a long way, and you'll sort of reach out and tap the bracer. Sometimes you have to pay attention to some details, because they can be very important about where you've been and where you're going.
My friend, I apologize for not being more present in our time together. And I will fix this.
Oh.
But also, I have so much work now that we're part of the council, so we're gonna have to schedule this.
Trust me, I know the exact feeling. My work is never really done.
I gotta be honest, man. I don't know really what they want from us. Like, dude, like, you think I know what I'm doing?
Oh, absolutely not.
I know, and they're like, "Hey, here's a cool job you can have." And I'm like, "What job. I don't know what I'm doing.
To be fair, we are essentially the most powerful, and it is mean to us that we are the big problem solver. And knowing that the problem solvers are at the top, solve problems instead of delegating, is comforting to the people.
Okay, so
And I
like,
see that is going to probably maybe be a trend in future, at least until things settle down. It will probably be a century or two before, but
oh, cool. That sounds great.
mhm. It's not going to be in our time, definitely not.
Okay. I
But-
just like all I know how to do is shoot arrow, eat hot chip, and lie. So
And even
it's a
then,
little
that last
stressful.
one is a little bit sketchy.
Oh, I'm so bad at lying. I lied about lying. And you know this.
Mhm.
I don't want to let people down, and like you know about how I am not good with being in power due to reasons. So it's just
It happens, yes. Yes, of course.
okay. Well, I'm glad that I got you helping me out along the way. And
Oh, I'm not going to be the only one helping.
okay.
There's already
Whew.
someone else in your corner.
And I just
And
kind of
he
like
just
make
smiles
eyes.
knowingly.
I'm just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then it is a simple walk back to town. As we sort of skip back a little bit in time to move to sort of the next situation here. Where would Rucht be about on a crisp winter morning?
In an early morning, he would probably be like in his duties as quote unquote general would just be like a quick look around to make sure there's no dangers that are obvious and present.
Mhm.
But also his main focus would just be like, making sure that the workers that are like up at dawn and all are
Mhm.
okay, have their needs met,
Of course.
etc. He'd be out and about, just seeing who needs assistance.
And there would definitely be another who is sort of out and about to make sure things are in that area. In sort of that long, dark coat, sort of deeper toned leathers, and that stupid little tricorn hat. Sort of an eternally smug grin on his face. Eventually addressing you as you pass by. Ah, just the one I was looking for. Rucht.
He's a gnome, right?
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin. So I just look at him like, Hobgoblin.
I have a name, you know. Rucht.
Just stares at him. Wordlessly.
You did call me by name. It's a long while ago.
Do you need something?
Me, no, but you do. So let me invoke a little bit of my power as warden here and follow me a bit.
Lead the way.
I like how the second that he gets a fucking tricorn hat, Rucht is like, I don't fucking know this guy.
Yep.
Yeah, just like, this man is a criminal.
Yep. I mean, I didn't trust Pembroke from the start, but now that he's walking
He's
around with a
your
fancy
boy!
hat. No, he's from the same area. You must remember, Vruck does not want to be here.
True.
Pembrew worked the similar mines in the area where things had been passed off to Vrucht. So, laborers both, albeit in different fashions. Now, It might not be easy for everyone else to see. But you're still a little bothered. Isn't that right, General?
And Brock just kind of like, not laughs, but just like a little, almost like a deep chuckle that I wouldn't be able to get my mic to pick up currently. And just says, you would have to be more specific.
Your recent encounter. I have not seen you shake like that upon return. At least, when you think you are out of sight. Since that last call and push was made to come to the continent.
The little ones were targeted. I don't take kindly to it.
Of course. But there's something you must remember. And that it is very important to remember. And he seems to be taking you to a very specific location. And he motions to what looks to be a small little ruin of an overlook.
Like still in town, or?
Oh no, this is sort of, you've been walking for a while, and you're
Okay.
now outside of town. And I will pull everybody over.
Oh God.
Good look. Come now, follow. Have a look out. As he
What
motions,
am I looking at?
as he sort of motions a little bit further to the edge, and you are seeing the wide expanse down below and across, sort of across and out this way. Way back there, as he sort of goes over and sits down on this rock. You know what we were before we came here. We were,
Barely better than slaves.
but do you know what we were before that? What we had worked a fair while. What ancestors of ours were called. What some still believe we are.
What are you getting at?
But there is something you and I must know too deeply. In this place, to those like many in town, it is still deep in their ancestral memory, in their nature to know. You're monsters. There's something beyond human, beyond dwarf, beyond elf and gnome. Sure, we're civil now, but we weren't always. And here we are, out in this element again. A land of monsters. Providence once more. And you have to accept that a little. Because if you cannot be at least a little bit of a monster, there's always something bigger that will want to be the monster to the little thing.
The witch can make me even bigger if I need to be.
Yes. And that's at least a step in the right direction from what we've seen before. You used to not trust magic in any form.
Still don't.
And you'll have to overcome that. If you want to be able to grow. I'm going to tell you this simply. In the start of a world like this, we don't need civility. Be a monster. As Yudo stands from the rock, pulling from his side what looks to be sort of a broken handle of sorts. And with a flick, a blurred blade manifests. So let me see if you can be a little bit of a monster. So, Rukt, if you would add yourself to combat mode.
Where's my fucking RP? I have to get combat.
Would you have it any other way?
No, I wouldn't. Am I
Alright.
rolling initiative?
You are rolling initiative, yes.
Can I, like, before, like, any, like, actual combat starts, can I, like, perception or something to see, like, is he actually trying to kill me, or is he just trying to test what I'm capable of?
You can give me definitely a perception check in regards to that.
Perception. Squint.
Okay. Pardon me as I roll initiative right quick.
Herc.
You see that, at least, let me see. How is he putting on that facade? DC for what he's intending. You know what? You're actually able to see it. That will be a success versus sort of what he's intending. You see that he is... It seems to be something for your own benefit, and that he knows that you think the most clear when there is a little blade out, maybe a little bloodshed.
I think he just kind of looks back at Pembrew, almost like bored. I was like, you don't want to do this.
Do I? Well, we will see about that. As you see that amongst the various memorabilia at his side, you see he pulls out a manacle.
And sort manacle?
Yes, sort of a manacle and chain.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hold much weakness that you show externally, but there is that which you hold inside. It is a weakness in of itself to you. As he sort of does that, and you see that blade of his thrum and glow a little bit after saying so and bearing this chain towards you. He will then take a step to here. And after doing so, will raise the shield that he is wielding. And end his turn there.
Hmm. Ruck just kind of like looks at him and like he's pissed with the whole chain thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Pembrew is not my enemy. So he just kind of just starts to walk away. But doesn't go fully. Like I want to see if Pembrew's going to follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Bit of movement to here. Seeing you down there. Walking away from a challenge I never thought I would have seen a coward. Is it because I bear what little mark of tyranny you still hold as fear in your heart?
You take that shit?
And he will jump down right next to you.
Jesus Christ.
And will swing at you with this weapon of his. On top of that, due to the particular implement that he is using, and exploiting the vulnerability, the personal antithesis to you, there is 5 extra damage added onto that. So, Rukt, you will take 29 damage from the strike. Are you still going to move and run like a coward, or will you be the monster that's needed to fight those that are still out there?
Ruck is going to go to grapple.
Okay.
That's athletics, right?
That'll be an athletics versus the athletics DC. That will be enough for just a success. So, just double check about this. To grab. Yep, target creature is grabbed.
So Ruck grabs him and just says, "It's not cowardice to walk away from something you don't view as a challenge." And in that moment, Ruck is going to go ahead and not rage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to actually assume that I would not have had both axes out.
Correct. Not to mention one hand is presently grabbing Ember.
Yeah, I don't think I would have had either out, to be honest. So I'm just going to sheathe real quick. But I am going to go ahead and unarmed. I'm just going to try to punch him in the face.
All right. Give me an unarmed strike. You do have hero point available. Yes.
Okay, it didn't work. And what would a... No, you know what? I'm going to go for a second time.
Hmm.
21 misses? God damn.
21 will miss. You see that he is wearing, this coat, but you see sort of a hide vest underneath that is dampening the blows from doing much there. Yes, but we are in a place that walking away means other lives are in the way. You have to be the bigger one here. And an athletics versus your DC. What happens to be your athletics check?
Plus 14.
Plus 14, so he has to beat a 24. Well, he will re-roll that with a hero point. And will still be grabbed. Okay. And not able to... Well, he didn't critically fail. So after seeing force isn't working well, we'll attempt to slip away. Some bracelets on him, giving a little sheen. As he will use his only other hero point to get out of that. No longer be grabbed. He'll give you sort of a look off. As I got to sheet up of this. You see his fist clench, the ring on his finger flare up. As I need to find a way to post this into chat. Here we go. As he uses the Ring of the Ram. I need you to give me a Fortitude saving throw.
Would this be a manipulate action at all?
He has broken your...
But would this be considered a manipulate action?
Let's see. Common Evocation Force of Magical. It is an Activate Interact. Let's see. It does not have... One second, I'm just going to check the Interact action. It does have the Manipulate trait to it.
Okay, so I'm going to attack of opportunity on him.
Alright.
So do I want to do that now and then do his thing, or?
Pretty much you do your thing first, because on a critical that can sometimes do things.
And that's just a normal strike?
It will be your unarmed strike at this moment. You don't have anything else yet. That will hit.
See him just fucking around with the ring and punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you see his sort of hand reach up. And reach towards the amulet here. And uses the amulet's abeyance to gain resistance. Resistance 8. No damage is taken from the strike.
He calls me a coward.
Give me that Fortitude save.
Alright.
Coming in like Batman with all the toys.
23, success. You will only... will take half damage. And you are only shoved away 5 feet. I should have ended his... Oh no, that was still his turn, yes. And his turn has ended at this point. Never turn your back when there is a challenge, else you find yourself in a much worse place. Or are you still going to see me as not a threat until I make myself one? Do you not see me as someone worthy or equal? Do you see me as naught but a mewling babe and not a monster? Are you chained to that civility of yours? As he sort of shakes the weapon and the manacle he is still holding with it.
Take a step towards him.
Mm-hmm.
I see you as a comrade.
And I see you as a fool.
I thought, and correct me wrong, didn't I have some kind of ability where I didn't need to say anything to do an intimidation?
Correct. Yeah, you have something where you don't need the verbal component, the intimidating glare.
So yeah, I am going to go ahead and give him that look.
All right, give me an. Let's see.
An intimidation check, basically.
Yeah, give me an intimidation check. It'll be against his will DC.
And it's kind of like, it's a look of like, this is your last chance.
Mm-hmm. All right. 30, which is enough for a success to put Pembrew at frightened 1. I try to get. Oh. You see, he is seeing sort of that look. Though there is a little bit of shock, there is that smug grin after. There it is, or at least the start of it.
And whilst they're giving him that look, just looks at him and says, if you're going to be a threat to the people of Bears Bay, you'll get what you want. But if you're not, I suggest you end this foolishness. I'm gonna go punch him in the face again.
Alright, give me a strike. Also a little easier strike now that you've got him at frightened 1.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Roll damage. That'll be 5 damage Pembrew. As you sort of, he takes it on the chin and sort of looks. That's not your best swing.
My best swing is with an axe.
Let me see. All right. You see he will swing his blade towards you, but before it makes contact, the blade explodes. And I will be needing you to make me a will save.
Dude, what is this guy's fucking problem? I knew I didn't like this boy.
Alright, you will only take half of this mental damage as you are onslaught with visions of tyrants lording over the little folk, fleshies, children, put to work. visions of things which could be under the tyrant's manacle. The blade reforms, and he takes his steps back. Your turn again, Vrucht.
Who's running now, bitch?
Right. End of his turn. Frightened one.
Ruck walks back at him
Mm-hmm.
and goes to grapple again.
Okay. That is not enough to grapple him.
All right, I'm gonna reroll.
That is enough to grab him.
And just looks at him and asks, "What is your purpose in this? What do you want?"
I want you to recognize that sometimes that anger is needed more often. That you need to be the monster to the foe before the foe consumes everything you fear.
Have you not seen the pelts that Arako has brought back, that the witch wears on her back now? Who do you think decapitated most of those things?
I like how you didn't say kill because it was definitely Balenciaga.
Yes. He doesn't know that.
I know. I just find it funny. You're like, who do you think decapitated?
Do you know why the skins of the powerful are worn? To act as a deterrent. You gave them away to those you felt were weak. You see yourself as strong, but you have been gallivanting around. You have been fighting that which you have seen. But I have been looking and listening. There are bigger things coming. And I need to know that my friend is strong enough to make sure his don't become the pelts on the back of others. So show me how you fight for once, instead of slapping me like a wench who had their rear groped.
Yo, chill.
Ruck just like pulls him in closer because he's basically, in my mind, he's got him grappled by the collar or something, and brings him face like nose to nose and just says, "I don't know what gallivanting means." And then, is there an axe or something to like try to disarm or yank this chain out of his hands?
Let's see. You would like to disarm him. Let's see, you have one hand free.
Yeah.
Pretty much you try to attempt to disarm using an athletics check versus its reflex DC.
Okay. That's not gonna be enough, is it?
Are you happy with that result? You don't
have
have
any hero
another hero points. It is not enough.
Okay. That's fine.
He is held close onto that esoterica.
Alright, well, that's my turn.
Right.
Still grab, bitch.
Still grabbed. We'll attempt acrobatics. Fail. will attempt the athletics and succeed.
No.
And will move away, getting up onto some higher ground. Grabbing, shoving, pushing, staring. I have a little redness to my ash, but no blood. I'm not so frail, Fruct. Come now, before I take another swipe from you. It'll be his turn.
I don't like this.
I'm wondering if anybody else recognizes the scene.
No, but at one point Pembroke did sound a little bit like Trump.
Oh, thanks. No, you'll probably recognize it in a moment, though. So, what is Fruct gonna do here?
Is this like a staircase going up?
Staircase going up, yes.
So Ruxin goes, and just as he's like walking slowly towards them, because you keep speaking of cowardice as you run away.
Repositioning.
You speak of cowardice using something you think will make me off balance. And at saying off balance, we're just going to shove this motherfucker over the stairs.
All right. So now we're going to see if you can push. All right. To push. Let me see. Not to push, but probably to shove.
Definitely sounds like athletics.
Shove. Athletics versus his fortitude DC.
Okay. Come on, big money, no whammies.
Yeah, could probably do it.
22 is enough.
Yeah.
You push it back 5 feet, but you must move in the same distance and in the same direction.
That's fine, because he's going like here, so I'll still
Yep.
be up here staring at him.
Yep.
And I still have one more action.
Technically not. You've had your
No?
second move because when you took the step from here to here.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm fine with that. I knocked him on his ass.
You got him off from there. It wasn't too much of a drop.
It's embarrassing.
Little embarrassing, yes. First action to stride around. Back up.
Do be zooming though.
Mm-hmm. Second action to strike you. That will be a critical miss, though.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
But from there, you see he actually turns.
Would I not? When he's running around me like that, would I be able to attack of opportunity?
Technically yes, because he is using a move action.
Alright,
As
I
he
am gonna
moves
do
around.
that then.
Do that then.
God, I'm so glad I took this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No. But you will see he will turn, look at the little bar set between the pair here. And he will leap. A standing leap from this point.
Damn, I was hoping he was gonna fall on his ass.
No. But you see he reaches out with that curved blade of his, and it turns into a hook for a moment. as he reaches here, able to hook it onto sort of this bar, and with a kick of the legs, swings around it once, twice, and lands over here. Blade still held out, pointing towards you. Or at least striking back, but I think your axes may be a little bit more keen and sharp to reach me. Turn Rukt.
How far down would this be?
Oh, that's like simple 5-foot drop. You don't even have to worry about anything. Just like that's
Okay.
just like a step down, easy.
Okay.
But going up a little bit more, it gets to like about 10 feet here, about 15 feet here.
Um. I'm gonna go ahead and say nothing personal, kid. And
Of
sudden
course.
charge behind him
Mm-hmm.
and bop him again.
That will hit. He will raise the implement, gaining 8 resistance to that attack.
And then I'm gonna try to yank the chain out of his hand again.
2 action and yank the chain. Okay, that'll be disarm roll of the athletics again. Try to disarm.
Yeah, it's not gonna do it.
That will not do it, no.
But as I bop him, even though he doesn't take damage, say,
Mhm.
I do look at him and say, I wouldn't need my axes to kill you if I wanted.
You're the one with more cuts than I.
That's because some of us actually face combat. I
Well,
want to
then,
know how I got these scars.
then let me put a little bit more oomph in mine. As he drops the shield he was wielding. Bringing up his other hand. And will take a strike at you.
No, you won't.
Miss. Will take a second strike. And the damage here. Plus 5 more. You get 26 damage. We'll then start moving up this way. And be here. Okay. You might need them before I take you down with my own blade.
Ruck is really conflicted right now.
Mm-hmm. You have
Because on the one
barely
hand-
touched him.
On the one hand, I really want to put this motherfucker 6 feet in the ground.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, I really do not want to do that.
He seems
One,
to trying
'cause-
to provoke you at every step.
Which is exactly why I don't want to give him what he wants.
Mm-hmm. And you might
But-
be down before then, but look at him. Beating the frontliner who isn't willing to give his all. You're just proving his point.
Rocky, you're the DM. You're not supposed to also be goading me personally.
I am trying to push a button here for a reason, Travis.
I'm trying really
There-
hard to understand why you ain't fucking him up yet.
There is a reason that I'm doing this to you. Just like I had a
Ruck-
reason for what I did to Arako.
Ruck doesn't want. Like, the reason Ruck doesn't want to just go all out is because, like, yeah, I don't trust Pembrew,
Mhm.
but he also was, like, dealt with the shit that I did. And more
Mhm.
importantly, here now, like, he is an important part of making sure that people are kept safe and
Yep.
hasn't overstepped his bounds with his power.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea of maiming or killing somebody, also, like, how the fuck am I about to explain that when I go back into town dragging his dead body?
You got a reincarnate ritual.
I'm not wasting 300 gold on this piece of shit for picking a fight.
You have a feeling that he's trying to teach you something, but you don't know what, or it hasn't gotten through to you yet. He has been hitting you, definitely, and he's always been measuring his strikes. And he seems a little insulted you aren't doing the same.
I agree, Kitty. I think that much damage might be what it would take to put Ruck over the edge.
Good.
How is this like another 5-foot thing? Or?
It's 5 foot here, but it's 10 foot here, 15 foot here. It's like a little ruined wall coming up.
Okay. Is there anything I can spider Ruck on to get up there easily?
You could probably be able to use an action, Spider Ruck, hold point there to be able to pull yourself up here.
Then fuck yeah, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Action to pull yourself up there.
And so this is like also 15 feet from here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Princess Bride sword fight scene?
That's what I
If
was
it
kind of thinking.
is, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It is. It is.
Nice.
Um,
Took me way too long.
yeah, so actually what I need to do is I need to go all the way back here and climb up on this rope. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and action to draw just one axe,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna strike him with it.
All right.
But Ruck is very purposefully this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
First off, when Spider Rucking, not trying to hide his happiness. Second, when attacking, like keeping very much a stoic face. No poopy sticks.
All right. Have anything else neat here? Not really. So, he will just take a strike at you. Actually, no. Won't. he will move 25 feet here. Does give you an attack of opportunity.
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does.
Roll the damage.
Nerd.
Alright, he will reduce that by 8. As you see a little blood finally drawn. Well, finally. Now for me to actually use something that I feel would be necessary against you. And he will pull a scroll from his side and cast Nettleskin. So. Just so you have an idea, Nettleskin.
Chasing creatures that hit you with a melee or unarmed attack. Did he just buff me?
Nope, he cast that on himself.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Sorry, just the targeting thing. So. On himself, you now see that there are pointed sprouts through his clothing. In a defensive measure.
Okay.
And that was 2 as the scroll burns up in a little bit of green flame. It is back to your turn.
Well, I've got a free hand.
Have a free
I'm gonna
hand.
do something I don't have to do very much. Draw a javelin,
Ah,
and I'm gonna toss it at him.
alright.
Is that just a strike, or?
It pretty much you strike with a javelin. Yeah, it's a throw. I believe on your sheet, yeah, it will be a strike, and this thing has a range
13.
on it. Let me just double check.
Should be.
It has a range increment of 30. You're good.
I'll throw it at him.
Throw this strike.
Oh well, it looked cool.
Look cool at least.
And then I am going to. I'm gonna look at him and just say, you know, there's more to combat than rage, and I am more than just a monster. And I am going to battle medicine myself.
Alright. You get 18 healing on yourself. Loop. It is true, there is more. But when you face a foe that you believe is no threat, and they come for you, be at very much a loss. There will come a time that threat may occur. And you will see he sort of turns the bracelets a little bit as activates the bracelets there, and will make a leap and a tumble out towards a more open space instead of up on this precarious edge. So we will have first athletics for the leap.
Failure.
Not as far as he wanted. And then the tumble. The tumble, though, enough to be able to negate any little bit of fall damage there. Actually, the bracelet does add about 5 more feet to it. So, ending there.
So, does this like
It slopes down, yes.
flips it? Okay. And is he within vision? Can he see me right now?
There is this little sort of block here. It sort of raises up a little bit, so there is no vision present.
Okay. Since he can't see me, I'm gonna go ahead and just use a quick potion. That's bullshit. Oh, that. Yeah.
We're targeting him, so that's fine.
Yeah, it was. So, just gonna go ahead and walk down.
Mhm.
Still not within vision, right?
Not at this point, no.
If I go here, would I be in vision?
Yes.
Okay. What about here?
There, no.
Then that's where I'm gonna go.
He will take a little step back and around. See you up there. Take his head. First stride, second stride.
Don't do it, Pembrew. I have the high ground.
And he'll give a good look at you. Are you strong enough to defend your friends when the threat may come from inside?
What do you know?
Can you promise me that there will be trust in that which you don't believe? Because that is what is required here.
I don't trust what I can't see and what I can't understand. But what I can see and what I do understand are the people that I have traveled with so far. And I trust them.
Then, I want you to trust everything that they are. And you will, stow that weapon of his. And we'll give you any last opportunity you would want.
Yeah, with my unarmed hand, I'm gonna punch him in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. As
Damn it! Let me reroll that.
you can definitely have the fortune effect to re-roll and keep the higher, given that he's giving you the opportunity for it.
Okay, so just reroll again.
Yes, re-roll with higher.
That works well.
Right. Damage.
Not looking to do damage. Like,
Of course.
I just mostly want to give him the shock and be like,
Yep.
there's better ways to get my attention.
Yeah.
Don't ever do this again.
Alright, swapping there.
And then I will sheath Gilly so he knows that I'm done.
He looks to be quite done as well, as he even puts the manacle away.
Oh, I need to go grab my javelin.
Oh yeah, no, he'll actually sort of, while he's still got that quick in his step, will get up, grab it, and toss it back to you. What I want you to know and understand is that we are still dealing with magic here. And that this magic only grows powerful each time something goes down. You've been noticing that, haven't you? And I have a feeling, as one who finds monsters in dens, the strong will wait as the weak are preyed on, take their bodies and feast. There will be magic that you will not see, and you have promised me that you will trust in allies. Trust in their magic, even if you disagree with it.
My allies, yes.
There may come a time when such magic is turned against you. Manipulators of sorts. And he sort of gives you just sort of a pat on the shoulder. I need you to be wary and to be strong. I feel betrayal is on the horizon. I do not know when. But something is playing us. There is a tyrant here who hasn't shown his face. And I need the biggest, strongest, angriest worker to be able to rise up and break those chains. Fair deal?
Some of us have already been betrayed. And I've never once seen a chain that I haven't wanted to break.
Good. Let's see if that anger against tyranny can break chains you can't even see.
And before they start to walk away, Ruck reaches out, grabs Pembroke by his shoulder, and just very quietly says, "If I knew you could fight like that, I would have liked you a lot more."
You see that sort of wide grin from that sort of long hobgoblinoid head, very pointy teeth, and those eyes which have no pupils but just glow a slight yellow. You have to be a sneaky monster sometimes. As he takes you in arm and walks back town. And we're going to take ourselves our little break after all of that madness.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
I was.
Whew.
If Pembroke was gonna keep attacking, I think Ruck would have stopped being able to control himself and might have killed him.
Well, he seemed to have a way to stave off damage from you.
Yeah, remember that in the future.
You got to see a little bit of his power, and he is just as capable as you.
Well,
He seems to know
we don't
how
know
to
that
spot
for
a
sure.
weakness.
I spent most of the fight unarmed.
That
so
that is quite true, and he did knock you to half health with just a few strikes. He seems to be able to poke at weaknesses.
Little piece of shit.
Little piece of shit, but probably useful when you want to be able to hit harder, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. So everyone, get up, have your stretchies, have your walkies, food, drink,
Big stretch.
snack.
I do need food.
Cycle any water in or out as required.
Okie dokie.
BRB.
B to the R to the R to the B. Halfway point. Those who are here, hopefully they have enjoyed what has occurred thus far. But for now, it's just me. Maybe. Welcome back.
Not
Hi. Not you.
I'm like wandering.
Well, you're within distance at least.
I'm doing my walkie.
Doing your walkies. You're walking here.
Hey.
Hey. You know what this means, Demon?
I do.
You're next.
Yeah. I feel like I'm about ready to give a presentation in front of the class.
Oh. It's awful. It's gonna be absolutely awful, and it's gonna hurt.
I'm sure. I'm sure it will.
You're gonna get bullied. That's why I only did love stuff.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry,
Shit.
Beeman, but I'm gonna be airing your dirty laundry here.
Well, you're not sorry at all. Why are you?
Yeah, why are you lying?
Well, this is where I say I am sorry, and then you see the sort of strike out of not sorry next to it.
Yeah, it's the preemptive. I'm not racist, but.
Ooh, no. No. I plan for a lovely, fun interaction with each and everyone. Well, technically, you're not next, though. There is actually something that happens in the middle
Oh well?
that everyone gets involved with.
Oh. Stalling. Woohoo!
Oh, it's only a little bit of stalling. But, we'll see how that goes.
Or didn't get his butt kicked. I won't hear about that.
Oop. Noises.
Sorry, I'm opening Pop-Tarts.
That's fine. No, I'm having noises as phone alerts go off.
Is it them damn kids again fucking getting kidnapped?
Yes.
No, it's the government trying to install 5G.
Goddamn
them kids?
on 5G.
That's
Mm-mm.
uncalled for.
We've already been turned into zombies. We're already dead.
Bullshit. Why am I a zombie and I still have to work?
Easy labor.
Yeah, dude, but I shouldn't be cognizant for it.
I mean, really? Should you? I've been to work. It's not necessary. Cognizance.
Mm-hmm.
So true, bestie.
All right. Well, when everyone feels they are ready, I will step up the music for what is supposed to be happening next.
That's my secret cap. I'm never ready.
Same.
Oh no! Did I entirely
You're all
forget?
here, though.
Oh no! There is a whole piece of music here that might be missing. One moment. What is this? Okay. Okay. Heck. Heck. Yeah, no, I am missing a whole piece of music here.
Oh no.
Okay. I will apologize to the recording. And I will apologize to all y'all as I fetch that music right quick. So,
You're good.
sorry.
Apology accepted.
Sorry, recording. You're going to be muted for a little bit as I figure out this other piece of music.
honestly, I think okay.
Like, that's incredible.
He's such a like I can't help but stan. I'm sorry.
You gotta
like,
love
he's
him.
fucking
He's
busted.
the best. I hope he never leaves office.
Hundo completely agree. I completely agree, and I can't explain why. Like,
Fuck.
and every time they're like, we need to get rid of him. He needs to resign. I'm like, wow, okay,
No.
so we're just hating gays now. I
Shit
see.
post the entire government. Go ahead. What difference could it possibly make?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to treat myself to a suit every now and then? Is that what you're telling me?
All right, well,
No,
we are
no,
back.
I'm saying all of them.
Oh boy, we had absolutely none of that conversation since I said I needed to mute. So we got absolutely zero context here. So, however, we're going to be moving ourselves back into actual things. I found the music. We will be moving back to the town. Albeit we are not seeing anyone of our usual folks. What we have here is having a little wander through the streets. Strutting on their own. Harriet. Senator walking alongside.
Oh my god.
Balenciaga draped over the back of Harriet.
I was literally gonna joke, are we getting a little animal session? And it's Christmas.
With everyone else out on their own, they've been left to their own devices. And generally everyone knows who is who, who's what, who belongs to whom. And they're just having a walk around town doing it as they please. Just going where one is, One goes, one goes. At least until they step on the market. And I start to turn and cry to the various stalls. And a belly grumbles. Beans, I need you to open up Balenciaga sheet. Beeman, I need you to open up Harriet sheet. Travis, you get to open up Senator sheet.
Yes.
Puppy!
As hunger takes over,
Thought this was
and
Donkey
a
Kong Country
little
for a second.
bit and a little bit of mischief begins to brew amongst the animal companions. How are each going to choose to fill their bellies from the marketplace?
Ooh, I think Balenciaga is gonna try and sneak her way over to somebody like selling cured meats or whatever, and just try and steal like a sausage link.
I'll be
Or,
needing
like a string sausage.
I'll be needing a stealth check from Balenciaga.
She fucking got this. Nope, she don't. No. Can I reroll that?
You can reroll that, yes.
Oh god, how embarrassing.
That would have been very, very embarrassing if that were the case.
God.
But able to sort of slowly slink down off of Harriet and sort of be underfoot, making that little ferrety way until, thankfully, Balenciaga is now sort of a medium-sized creature. If they were much smaller, they wouldn't be able to reach the stall, but a little fanged nose pops over and the very end of a sausage is grabbed and slowly slid back down. What about the other two?
Well, Harriet's gonna take that sneak and snatch method to heart now that she's free of Balenciaga.
then I will also be wanting that stealth check. Are you happy with that roll?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
That one, yes.
Yep. Harriet has a bit of a different method, given that their height is a bit taller. So you are able to sort of move around, move through, and you simply wait for someone's gaze to move elsewhere. That long neck reaches up and over, picks up, flips the head back, and takes it all in one gulp, as a bird is wont to do. Now, what about Senator?
I think Senator would also probably go for sausages.
Or sausage? But how is the question.
Hmm. I mean, I think he would have to try to be sneaky.
There are other skills which Senator can use.
That's what I'm looking through. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Hunt Prey would be particularly useful.
No, Hunt Prey would be sort of one of those specific things, but survival, you could track down some errant snack which had been dropped. Stealth, you could do the sneak and snatch. Intimidation, you could spook someone out of their food.
Oh no, definitely stealth. Just
All right.
because I don't ever get to use stealth.
Then let's see that stealth roll. Are you happy with that roll?
No. Yes.
And just like a dog finding the little sausage at the edge of the plate, there is just moving up just enough that tilt off to the side and just inching those teeth out to grab, snag, and pull. Thankfully, you are all able to, with 20s in that regard, be able to get your fill, or at least a little snack outside of when you know you'll still be getting other food later from your respective companions. And you all would sort of make your way out from the market. Probably moving along since full bellies. Simple, easy movement, nothing too wild. But enjoying the time and the space. Knowing that there are people out there waiting for you. Your people. Should probably go find them. Getting close to dinner time. And you've already had your appetites whet just the barest little bit. As we see Senator trotting along with Harriet floating nearby, knowing the direction their master went, and Harriet making a slow way back to where Tatman had been. But where Tatman had been is definitely a question and a mystery as we turn back the clock a little bit the time before. As we see. So, Atman, where would you be at this point?
This is a winter morning.
Winter morning.
Probably walking along on the outside, headed in toward the shrine.
Mm-hmm. And sort of on their way, you do happen to see someone else walking along with, probably just past near the shrine, going waving off a few folks they had spoken to. Definitely a face familiar to many in the town, as Karuni does happen to bump by you. Ah, well there you are. Making
Yes,
your
good morning.
rounds.
Indeed.
Well, would you mind if I bothered you for a bit of your time? You seem to be giving it to so many others, as of late.
Take all you can.
Well, maybe not here. I don't want others to be prying too much. My place is a bit of a further step. Yours is nearby. Would you mind having a guest?
Not at all.
And she will walk side by side with you to probably the simple little abode that you have. Setting down her own staff near the door, having a look around the place, nodding. Your friends are doing very well.
Thank you. It's been an honor fighting with them.
And you were always one to join the fight. And she goes over, finds probably a little lounge, and sits on it and pats a spot next to her. Though there is a bit of a problem with that.
Oh,
Have a sit.
I look around and cautiously sit down in my own house.
Chapman, I don't bite. You know me. I'm a healer
What's
much
wrong
as you.
with my friends?
Once you do sit, pauses and looks at you. Haven't really told them about what you've been through. Have you?
No, I have not.
Well, I still want to hear it from you. The war. You still remember it, don't you?
I do.
We both know. We both kept the beds there. We both saw light turn and leave. And here you are. Light showing in your eyes, but not a flicker nor your shed. Heart closed as stone. Don't want to be too hurt again, do you?
That's fair.
Well, and she sort of reaches over and just gives you a shove to your arm. She is still, while she is a gnome, she is still shorter than you. Part elf, part gnome. So the top of her head maybe only barely comes up to your shoulder, given her height. Well, I think the healer needs a healing. So maybe let them know a little bit of your troubles. Let them know your heart a little. And if you feel like you can't do that, still confide in me. I will always have that stew you like so much going. Fair deal? Pat,
Fair deal.
good. Now, I expect you for dinner then,
Right.
and I will not take a no. And be sure to feed Harriet before. I don't want a beak in the cauldron.
I believe she has her own ways.
Yes, but she's still a growing girl.
Oh, yes. Quite capable.
Mm-hmm. So are you. But no one can help you grow without you opening up a... You know me. I am there to help the spirit. And you are here, the body. But sometimes the... So, you ever need just a hearth, a home, a heart, I'm here. Alright?
I appreciate you.
And she sort of hops up, pats your knee. And I more than appreciate you. Everything you've done and everything you do. Now, I feel that something might be amiss soon. May as well see where that raucous girl has gone off to.
Absolutely.
And we will move along as you have sort of that back out into the open space. Karuni giving sort of a little wave with the staff as she goes along. Folks flocking to her for advice and other things. Whatever that might be. And ever popular as she was, helping the spirit stay uplifted and more. But always a special turn, attention, and a smile to you before she finally does go and leave. Harriet soon turning around the corner, stepping up, and you can see that beak just by your head, looking out the same way as you are. And the little croak. That you know it's like time for food.
Breakfast.
Time to get things going. Time to get along, but time for things considered. Someone's there looking out for you. After you look out after so many. At least you have someone who does care. Outside the ones who you haven't told yet. Someone who understands. And hopefully that opening up give a little bit of extra help to those. That is time to get about the day. Time to move along. Time to see what lies ahead. As we set ourselves back into town. Now the question is, do I move on to this next set that we can do? Because I can do Pandora's thing off to the side on their own. because what I have planned next would essentially be a way to figure something for what the next session will be about.
There is a very small thing that may require a time jump back, but the first available opportunity after we get back from that last trip, Ruct and would of course invite Rocco and Pandora, but mostly would bring Tapman to the bar.
Yes.
And Ruck would absolutely demand, Tapman, you must teach me that move. Where did you learn it? I must know everything.
It's a gift from the gods, man. I will show you, but you'll have to come up with your own methods.
Excellent.
But I'm happy to show you, as long as you're buying.
Yes. Yes. And like slams on the table, like, another! Like, immediately, whatever Tapman needs to get him to teach me how to do a fucking cool ass death drop is a requirement. It must be done immediately.
You'll get to learn about. You'll get to learn a lot of interesting things then. You get to learn about how clerics work, about how the deities sort of work in itself. You'll get to learn a lot in how magic is channeled through the divine domains. And you'll understand that it might not be something that you would be able to attain, but there might be other methods to reach it. It is simply magic. And with enough time, that magic can be wielded.
Or with enough time, Ruck will figure out a way to kind of get close enough without having to do any magic.
You've kind of got half of it down, you just probably need to figure out the fiery explosion part.
And the not, crushing my legs part.
Yeah. There are ways around that. So you have to find a way to be able to get up, go over, slam down. But that's a little bit different.
Also, during that trip to the bar, Ruck tells literally everybody in the room about what Tapman did.
A tale
love
was
that.
told. Well, what we will do then is after the tales were told, eventually we'll move on to the council. As everyone convenes together, and all of the emissaries are there. But we'll get to sort of as folks are getting together outside the building. Roll a d20, we will see who arrives when. And I will roll on Pandora's behalf here.
I'll roleplay on Pandora's behalf. Ooh, I'm a magic girl. Rocco's so cute. I've got a dragon. I'm also sad.
Oh, hush. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. No. Moving on, but
Adri, in case you ever listen to this, I love you and I'm sorry.
Tapman, you'd arrive first, carried in tow, followed by Vrut, wherever that may have been from. You get the first interaction as you're starting to meet up on the streets towards the council beat.
You mean like meeting each other or meeting the council?
Meeting each other on the way to the building.
Okay.
So any little remark that has happened probably since the past, we'll say, yeah. Pulling up the calendar here. Yeah, it's been about a week since your last things from the aside. So
Once everybody gets there, I would say, Pembrew tried to kill me. Just very matter-of-factly.
well,
Yeah. Rocco just kind of like goes, yeah, that tracks.
Better get rid of that.
mm-hmm. Well,
I didn't kill him.
No, they didn't-
That
didn't
doesn't
really
track.
do
I didn't want to.
that does. Yeah.
well. Eventually, everyone does arrive, all companions in tow. As space is made in the large council chamber, with all 3 emissaries standing nearby, and of course Muda standing on the table because they're Aleshi and they are small.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
A little guy.
Just a little guy. And you'll see the council members look between all of you. And sigh. And Emmett will be the first to speak. We've found ourselves in another situation here. And the emissaries have been able to understand the situation a bit more. And you know where we will be sending you, and for what. But this time, have some more names.
Names of who?
Of who you will be pursuing. You each fought masters of each sin before. And we now have figured out through some deciphering of documents, thanks to my own study and Pandora's assistance, where these masters are. And the magics that have been affecting the land since. We know where the Koryavala lie. They lay furthest west, near our lizard folk allies. To the north, the Altailu. Beans. That name, Altailu, hits a chord in you immediately. You know that name. You know that family name. It takes a little bit to remember exactly, but there was an arrangement between your family and theirs.
Not the arrangement, but arrangement?
There's a pause as you look and you think. There's that bracer of yours. You know something was written on the inside.
Oh.
An inscription meant for you to do well. And then you look at the mark of the Altailu. A hand holding seed. But when you look at it, and if it were a little bit more sharp, and that seed were a little bit more round, that looks almost just like the mark of greed.
I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm mad at you now.
And within the forest more, there is the Terra near. Demon, you know that name.
Oh my god.
It was one of the major names that employed mercenaries and battle mages, the ones who caused the most devastation in the war,
Mm-hmm.
harming friend and foe alike. There's a choice to be made about what to pursue first. Do you go for pride with the Coriovalas, wrath with the Terra near, or greed with the Altailu?
Well, I'm gonna say Irako has the 1,000-yard stare.
Oh,
And
there is one mimicked with Pandora as well, given Coriovala.
yeah. Full on, like the moment that the recognition kicked in for Irako, dead silence, no movement, pale, staring off into space. And I'm pretty sure that, like, because that also happened with Pandora, that we're not like checking in with each other like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
We're both just sitting there like, fuck. So Arako is not going to be talking for a little bit, so this is a decision between the two of y'all. If Beeman is there, if Tapman isn't also 1,000 yards staring, so I think this might be a Rukt special.
Would Tapman react coldly or hotly, knowing that the family caused so much destruction, made its origins here, and that a master of those destructive magics is coming back? Would you space, or would
He
you...
would react coldly and swiftly and
how
advise
would
the
that be?
rest of his position in no uncertain terms.
What are those terms?
This is where we go next. And I turn to Ruck.
Ruck just nods. Wherever Tapman needs to go, that's where we go. And I look over to Rocco and see that he is currently not with us.
That's when I give Rocco a chuck on the shoulder.
I was gonna poke him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
We're going.
Okay. And like just still very much like completely depersonalized or whatever, just like not present at all. It does not matter where we're going at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, the pursuit has been pointed towards the Sin of Wrath and the Terra near family. You have time to make your preparations, time to think, discuss, maybe even give reasons why. Distance and cold certainty was given when a man calm, warm, and certain went chill as ice. As a good man sees, it is time to go to war.
What is he,
You
the
carry
doctor?
it hotly to wrath. You have to address it.
Ruck really likes the idea of Raph.
Like I'm trying to play out how Arako is just handling this. I think as
Dissociated?
huh?
Still? Dissociated, likely?
Completely dissociated, not talking, not present, staring at his bracer. And like I know it's not good RP to be like, oh, Arako doesn't fucking talk and he just like ignores everybody. But like
RP
it's
shit. You're okay.
yeah,
Oh,
like
no, Rocco doesn't get that opportunity. Because the second that we walk away from like the rest of the council, like Ruck is like
Mhm.
going to like bend down to Arako's like eye to eye and just be like, Rocco, what is wrong?
uh it it's a long story. But I forget the name already. What is it? Vilu? Wait, Wilu? Wilu? What's the name?
Oh, Tyloo.
Oh, Tyloo. Gotcha. So yeah, Arako is like still spacing out, not making eye contact, like rubbing the bracer and just being like, that name? Oh, Tyloo. Uh I know it. I know it well. And I'm confused. And just like still spacing off, rubbing the bracer, looking at the bracer. Like look, it looks like Arako is about to have a panic attack.
What are you confused about exactly?
Oh my god, I wasn't sure if that was a cat meowing or a baby crying, and I think it was a baby. Sorry, I got very distracted. That was a terrifying sound.
Yes, babies are terrifying.
It was just happening, and I'm like, oh Jesus, is Beef dying? No. So he's just like, I knew that I knew his family wasn't a good family, but I didn't think it was that. And just like that's all he's really saying. It's just like I didn't think that I don't know if he's involved. I don't but like not expanding on it.
Mhm.
You know these people?
I thought I did. I guess I didn't.
But you know them.
And like just kind of like slowly comes back to reality for a second and goes, my family knew them.
Ruck then spins and looks at Tapman. And you know these people?
Just
No,
Tatman
I
goes
wouldn't
meow.
say that I know them. I would say I've been present in
You
their
know
presence.
their work.
Yeah, I know them by their deeds.
Ruck is going to look on the ground to find the nearest object that is not attached to anything else.
Yep.
Rocky, what would that be?
Once
The
you are
rock?
out, that would be probably a rock or a branch or something.
Okay. The largest one that he can find nearby very quickly.
Yep.
And we'll just toss it with all of his strength and a
Mhm.
yell as far as he can in whatever direction that is not like going to hurt someone.
Yep. Of course.
And takes a couple seconds. Is breathing very heavily.
Nice toss.
And turns back to look at
just-
the rest of them.
Sorry, I just had the image of nice shot from esports. All of a sudden.
I did too.
And he just turns back and looks at everybody else. I am so tired of feeling lied to. I was told that we were coming to an uncharted island. And then I was told that it wasn't uncharted and that there was other people already living here, and that was fine. And now it turns out that everybody but me, apparently, has beef with weird magic users on this island. Which means I have been lied to yet again.
Hey man, I don't like knowing people either.
Rocky, would I have known at all that this family had been to this area or were explorers of any kind?
Absolutely not. That's the
Okay.
thing. Elven families are long-lived. Some histories are scrubbed back and away. They have probably changed since what they do. But that family, they are known as masters of transmutation magic. They know how to change things.
But I wouldn't have possibly known, number one, that people would be here on this island, and number two, that it would be this family. Okay.
Correct.
Just double checking before I snap at Rukt.
This is a case of something had happened here long ago that history had scrubbed clean, and now the cockroaches are coming back.
Okay. I'm gonna snap at Rukt because he accused me of being a liar, and I most certainly am not.
To be fair, he said he was lied to, not that you lied to him.
No.
Yeah, but he's mad at me.
Let him cook. let him cook.
Let him cook.
So yeah, Rukt says that, and Arako fully snaps back, and it's just like, dude, you're not the only one who got lied to. I'm pissed as well. I had no idea about any of this. So if you want to get mad, but don't get mad at me. And is just like ready to square up.
You see a very rare thing. It's this very slight smirk on Vrukt's face.
Oh, there is one other thing that you would see, Vrukt, is that when the voice is raised, flanked to either side, hackles up in the same direction. You are regarded, Vrukt, not with soft eyes, but with a piercing predatorial gaze, as their master laid into you.
They're not gonna attack, but they're letting you know, don't fuck with me.
Yeah. They got backup. Left shark, right shark.
With a slight smile, like looking down to Arako, Vrukt just says, "Welcome back."
Just like still holding that glare and just being like, no one is more mad than I am. No one's more hurt than I am. You hear me?
As we hear sort of maybe Pandora, maybe I am.
Listen, woman, you've been dealing with this shit for a minute.
I was gonna say, this isn't new. Like, we know that Pandora knows this
Yeah,
shit.
we've been knew that you have a fucked up family, hon. All right.
Yeah.
Wife, go cook. Sorry.
Horrible.
Wow.
Oh, that will get you turned into an ice block by Zarzith, personally.
Yeah, I know. I did not say that. I'm just doing that because she's not here.
The fun part.
Yeah, I'll leave the like we been new to Vrukt just being like, yeah, we get it with you.
Yeah. Oh no, that's just a side eye. Vrukt doesn't.
Yeah, so nobody's saying shit.
No, this is
but
the funny part.
Hand on Arako's shoulder. So it sounds like we have some people to kill.
Arako's eyes sort of like drift away again, and then like the brow furrows, and it's just like, yeah, sounds like it.
And then just little pats to Balenciaga and Senator.
I think they're still a little on edge.
They're still a little on edge. Yeah, they're no longer on the full hackles, but this is the wariness still. as they're judging the situation.
And Rukt is so proud of them. Doesn't
Aw.
show it, doesn't say it. So proud of those two.
Oh. Like, my prediction for the remainder of however long we're before we head off is Rocco's just lost in thought.
A lot to think about.
Probably going through his stuff. I don't know how much he would have from those days. Probably not a lot.
Not a lot.
But spending a lot of time either in his quarters or getting drunk. A lot of that is happening right now.
Well, plenty of that to do while. Now, there's a whole lot that can be done. And in this last little brief reprieve, I think I'll let things stay off, but I want you to at least open up the shops. They have been
Yes.
updated, especially the exotic trades. They have some fun ideas and looks to them.
Now, when we're going up against Wrath, is that going to be a whole lot of will saves, a lot of spells that are going to fuck with us, or is it going to be just brutal combat?
Because you now have information and you understand things more. The Sin of Wrath is all about evocation magic. It is the creation and sending of energy. It is your favorite spells. It is Fireball. It is Lightning Bolt. It is Magic Missile. It is everything destructive.
Okay. So with that in mind, and with curiosity beaming, how do I obtain this pyrite kakara that I know nothing about?
Well,
Yeah, let's do some rolls, Rocky.
let's
Give us some shit.
let's have some. We can save the rolls for next time when we have like
Mm.
a brief little aside for what Pandora got to have with their little mini session with Emmett.
Yeah.
And then we get the shopping and then the travel to where the Sin of Wrath lays.
I hear what you're saying.
But you want to roll for things.
I need
This
to see
particular
stuff.
thing, I am certain Pandora would not miss.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, everybody choose an item, and I will post as required. So first, that pyrite kakara.
Is this the only shop that has these unknown things?
Yes.
Okay.
They're the only ones which have unknowns. Everything else is identified. As a success, and I will demystify as the pyrite kakara. Show you it as the Chatterer of Follies.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, that's ooh.
That seems pretty cool.
I don't do magic, so it's
I
useless.
was gonna
to
say,
me.
if you're into that kind of thing.
Even then, it's still a kakara, which is technically a particular weapon that is of significance to cleric.
Someone.
Yes.
Not me.
It's pricey though. It's got a little pricey on it.
It's got a little tag on it. A little price tag on it. So what about the rest?
Quad spear.
You
The
want
Claude
to check out Claude Spear.
The Claude Spear. Here are the
Of
checks
course,
for
all
that.
I care about is the weapon.
Yeah, you got any of fucking those?
That is the Gluttonous
God
Spear.
Damn, dude, nice roll.
A
Expensive motherfucker.
striking returning spear. That gives you temp hit points on a critical hit and
that's good.
turns the target enfeebled.
Oh, that's good.
And note, returning means you throw it, it comes back to you.
That is interesting.
It is fun. And what do we have left?
Oh boy.
What do you want to have a look at?
I want to check out Humming Stone.
A humming stone. Here you go. A humming stone is an energizing rune.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so you take acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic damage, and then the weapon becomes imbued with that energy type.
Yes.
Use this reaction again during the duration. The damage doesn't combine. Instead, change the 1d8 damage to the new triggering type of the damage. That's a lot of math, but I like it.
Pretty much, it gives you a d8 of the damage, and all of the damage that you normally would do becomes that damage until the end of your next turn.
Eat.
With the damage type that you received?
Yeah.
Yes.
So likely...
If you get hit cold, you'll be
something
shooting
that
cold.
The person that dealt it is resistant to.
Oh, you never know. Sometimes someone can deal magic of a different sort because wizards love their versatile spells, and they are generally not resistant to shit.
That is true. I love that.
Next, since we have Beeman did the first, where any of these happen to catch your fancy? Or are we gonna leave these half?
No, we can keep going.
What's the Gilded Lantern?
Here is the Gilded Lantern. It is a midday lantern.
Oh. Oh, hold up. Hold up. It's a weapon too?
Blazing Bolt. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Alright, so my
Once a
shopping
day.
list includes 435 gold.
Might be able to pick up some of that after.
Can I intimidate the shopkeeper? Lowering the goddamn price.
I am sure you do not want to intimidate the emissary who is a part of this shop.
Perhaps you could flirt? Do a charisma check that like goes successful, but then a performance check that goes so badly that they're like, please take a 20% discount. You almost broke my penis.
Rugged. Which one?
Heavy slab, of course.
Okay. There
I
you
pick
go.
things up and put things down.
That is a hauling rune.
Ooh.
Shoving. A nice, lovely shove.
I love that. I love that.
Force
oh
movement.
gosh.
Which leaves the last one, the slotted compass.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with slotted compass. Yeah. I think I know what this is.
Is a bi-resonant
Ooh.
wayfinder.
I did not know what this is.
Two slots.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Double resonant wayfinder.
Okay. So now we did all that.
Yes.
We can do shopping next week.
Session, yes.
Now that we know what all the items are, that allows us some time.
That'd do.
I have what, 160 gold because I have 16 plat.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that sucks. How do I make a lot of gold?
Selling things you don't or need.
Well, I need all these things. I don't use any of them, but I need them.
or you just simply wait till you have money from your recent go around, or other folks donate money to you. It is a lot to.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I have horned arrow in my bag that's never been identified.
Would you like to identify that in your bag?
Yes, please.
There it is. Here you go.
Ah, okay.
So in the description where it says what something is and the price, is that the value or is it a percentage of that?
What is, for example, where in the
Let's say, for example, this staff of healing, 90 gold pieces is the price. If I were to sell it to a shop, would I get 90 gold pieces or a fraction?
you would get 90 gold pieces back.
Okay. Well, that's fun and interesting.
Because those can be put to use and purchased back. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There is also that twinning staff.
Yeah, that's 250. Which
Mm.
All I've got are these weird keys.
Can Balenciaga wear barding?
Yes.
Okay. Can we put the Wave Rider barding on Balenciaga?
Yes.
Nice.
I will. Or sheet, and we
Oh, I have another fucking arrow that I didn't.
identify.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
so good at this game, Rocky. You have no idea.
There you go.
So good at this game. Fuck me.
Oh, that's nice. Give me a moment as I am
Yeah,
putting
you
items
do
over.
everything. I'm struggling here.
And we will earn and invest.
Heck yeah.
Checking here. Checking this. Yep. All right. Balenciaga has barding.
Fuck yeah.
We have a bard in our party now? Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, here are
Balenciaga can give
your.
me inspiration. Let's go.
Here you go.
Ooh. Okay, so it's poison arrows. I know it's elemental bane.
Pretty much, it means it deals 2d6 persistent poison damage to elementals.
Oh.
It is the bane of elementals, and it deals that to them.
I hear you.
Yes.
Can I try selling the port wine that I stole from like the cannibalist winery?
Let me see exactly how much that wine will sell for.
Probably not much, since I think it has dead people in it.
the dead people only increase the value.
I would hope so.
That's just science.
Let's. Yes. Right, if you sell it, that will be worth 30 gold.
Yeah, I'd love to sell it.
Deleting and adding 30 gold to your pockets.
Thank you. It's more gold than I had before.
By 30.
By 30.
By 30.
By 30. But I think given the time, we have had our fun and lovely 3 whole hours.
Yeah.
This is about where we will end. So I get to dress up the dungeon for the Wrath side of things. Get to go towards sides. That'll be fun. Super fun.
Hell yeah.
Right. Should be super fun. And hopefully, you get to see more Angry Tapman.
Ooh, I'm excited for Angry Tapman.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yes.